Hello everybody in the VC, and I'm just putting up a very quick video um, in relation to Flyover by the VC's very own Dereck Higgins, and this arrived just the other day. I only got the chance to listen to it last night, as we're currently having work done in our house, so everything's kind of up in a heap. So I got the chance to spin it, and the verdict is this is absolutely fantastic. It's a very different album to Maestro 2, which is the last one which I purchased from Dereck. This is very much a dance album. It's something that you could, it's a nightclub floor filler basically. It's something really that makes you want to get up and dance. The packaging, as you can see, is just amazing. It's kind of psychedelic artwork, and it's kind of I do like the way that kind of silver lettering as well on the sleeve, as you can see there. Now Dereck did let everybody in the VC know that there were problems with sleeve splitting. Unfortunately, that has happened with the inner sleeve. As you can see there's quite a large split, and another one here. Now, like Dereck, you did let us know that there was a possibility of this happening, so it's disappointing that it's happened, but I was kind of anticipating it. I'll just show you something as an example of what can happen when you order new records through the post. This is a record which I've shown before. It's by a band called KXP. Their second album, but as you can see here, split, and there again in the inner sleeve. But I am quite embarrassed to acknowledge that the worst damage that was done to this was actually by my own hand. When I was opening the package with a knife, I did this. See that? This great big freaking gouge there. So word of warning, be careful when you're opening packages, just to be aware. But anyway, back to Flyover. I have to say, I've never seen a vinyl as fantastic looking as this. This is just amazing. I don't know how they achieved that effect, that multicolored kind of explosion of color, but it really looks fantastic. Interesting DVH there. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the 4AD label. It not only looks good, but it sounds good. It really, Dereck, you've made a really fantastic album. That's the man himself in all his psychedelic glory. So, just briefly show you a couple of other things which I picked up during the week. There's a little second-hand shop just around the corner from where I live, They do have a lot of vinyl, a lot of which is complete rubbish. It's the sort of stuff that you find in charity shops, but if you dig deep, you will find the odd gem in there. This is a 7-inch single by Thin Lizzy, Randolph's Tango, an early one from 1973. This is an Irish pressing. See there? I'm not sure how rare the Irish pressings would be, but you know, seeing as we've quite a small population, I would imagine they wouldn't have been pressed in absolutely huge quantities. And another Irish pressing which I found is this. This is the model by Kraftwerk, and there you go. It's in a green sleeve, EMI Ireland, Computer Love on the B side. Of course, the model. You know, it's the single of the song which, you know, most people who wouldn't be kind of overall Kraftwerk fans would be most familiar with, as it was a huge hit back in '82. It was actually recorded 5 years previously and appeared on the Man Machine album, but it was a pretty big hit single for them, and when it was re-released in '82. So now, two 7-inch singles, two 7-inch post-punk singles, which I picked up yesterday. Ben Costello, you'll be familiar with this place. It's the skateboard shop, which also specialises in vinyl. I've picked up a lot of interesting stuff there in the past. This is by a band called Archery. It's called Clown. Now Archery were from Sheffield. If anybody, I would highly recommend a documentary called Made in Sheffield, which is where I heard about this group. It's about the post-punk scene in Sheffield from the late 70s, early 80s. This group were around during that time, and this was released in 1982. It's actually a John Peel session, and both sides featured different, slightly different versions of the same song. Bit of an unusual one. Kind of, yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. This song, kind of slightly unsettling, kind of fairground, kind of circusy, kind of sound effects. But it's obviously about a sinister clown. I mean, what are clowns but sinister? I mean, I think that fact is well established with everybody now. Okay, so the other single I picked up there is it's by a group called Boys in Darkness, and the song is called Back to France. And Boys in Darkness, there is not an awful lot about them. They're quite obscure. There's not a lot about them on the net. This came out in 1981, and I knew nothing about them, and I kind of took a chance on this single because I thought it looked interesting. It's kind of a echoing the Bunnymen kind of vibe. I quite liked it. It's Back to France. It was kind of a song that, you know, it kind of potentially, you know, almost could have been a hit single. But of course, obviously it wasn't, because I mean, they're completely obscure. Looking up on Discogs, they seem to have only released one other single in a few years later, in 1984, and then there was nothing more heard from them. So they're Scottish. Yeah, that is one of the things I managed to find out about them. They're from Scotland, and yeah, so it's an interesting find. It's kind of probably not something you'd come across very often. So there we go. Now I may have mentioned in my last video, but myself and Ben Costello are we have a haul, a very interesting haul, which we bought between us, which arrived from the UK yesterday. So watch this space, or actually watch. I think probably Ben will post the details of that first. So so keep an eye on Ben's channel. So that's all for the moment. So thank you very much for watching.